Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I've got a good one for you today. The sun is shining, and it's a beautiful day. Thought I'd go out to Newport and walk along the peninsula a little bit for you guys. Now that the storms are gone for a couple days, but we're going to cover the fact that the price is not right, guys. And before I get into it, please take a second. Please like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. And today we have a sponsor, Sanu Gold, which I will talk about them a little bit later. But let's get into it. There is a store chain called Dollar General. And Dollar General has some major problems. And the major problems is that they have an issue where you can pick up an item on a shelf, go to the register and pay for it, and when you pay for it, you're paying much more money than you would compared to the price on the shelf. Now, in Georgia, in particular, they have an auditing section of the county. The county's got an auditing board, and they do things like this. Like they go to different stores and check prices. They go to gas stations and make sure that, you know, if they're charging you $4 for gas, that they're actually charging you $4 for gas, and checking everything. There's also a lot of counties have weights and measures and things like that they work on. But here in Butler County, what they did was they went to Dollar General because they had so many complaints about the prices being different when people paid for it. Now, the problem with discount shopping is that most people don't buy one item and go, hey, I bought Diet Coke and it says it's $4 and you charge me $5.25, or the Pillsbury, muffins that you say it's $3 and then they charge you $4.25. You know, I could go on. There's like 20 different items that they really hit it out of the park on. But the point is, in Butler County, the county auditor went to 20 stores, 20. And from these 20 stores, there was problems with every single store. And they recommended that, the stores be closed completely. So great story below on this. But Dollar General has had so much grief from this that the employees that work there at Dollar General right now are saying, hey, wait a second, contact corporate. We don't want the issue because, the people that work in the store, they're marking items up, they're marking things on the shelf. They should be updated in the computer, and they're not getting updated in the computer, and people are getting furious. But the problem with it is that they've had so many complaints about this that they finally got fined for this. Now, the problem with Dollar General when it comes to this is that when you go back to 2019 and you go to Vermont, the state of Vermont, Dollar General got fined by the state of Vermont for $1.75 million for doing this. So it's not just one area of pricing, it's all over the store that they're doing this. And you're seeing it with coffee, you're seeing it with breakfast items, you're seeing it with absolutely everything. And I started to pull things up, and I'm like, I'm not gonna, waste everybody's time and start reading all this stuff. But, nobody sits there, and when you grab stuff, I always look at the prices, because the one thing that I cannot stand right now is that when you go to like the new Targets, the mini Targets, you have to check yourself out. And there's a lot of TikToks and a lot of stories out there about, do you want a theft charge in a store? Go to self-checkout. The biggest problems out there are people that go to self-checkout where they have a customer loyalty program. Think about this. You punch in your phone number. Oh, thank you, loyal customer. Here's your customer loyalty code. And then you start swiping items, and then the camera notices that, wow, Dan walked out of there with the TV set he didn't pay for. And then they charge that person with a crime. That is a huge problem that's happening right now that nobody wants to look at, okay? So, seeing this over and over and over again with the crime. Now, Dollar General, this doesn't make up for Dollar General. Dollar General is kind of a degenerate festival, because you would think once you get fined $1.75 million, which is not 175 grand, it's not $175, it's so much money that you would think that they would sit there and say, hey, we need to pay attention to this, and we need to not have this ever happen again. They could care less. But 20 stores in Butler County, they had this happen to. Have you seen this? Because the one thing I always do is I always, And if you're good at it and you can do it quickly, you can look at items and realize what you got charged for, because nothing's worse than that. And the other thing is the Walmart situation where they're double charging for things. And you're starting to see that through the self-checkouts, where you get home and they go, how do we know you didn't get 2 things of pancake mix? And it adds up, guys, and you got to look at this. Now, Canada has such a rash of theft for people that cannot afford food, okay? So they are stealing high-priced food items. And it's, let them eat cake type of mentality, and if you can't beat them, join them. If you weren't born with a silver spoon in your mouth, I'm just gonna steal it. And people are stealing from stores now that never stole before and don't feel bad about it because I can't afford this food. Now, the world is turning south. Things are getting worse. People I talk to that are my age and older have no money. There's a lot of people like that. And they're trying to figure things out. People live together. People have roommates. People are working on their finances, but other than what they have to make the necessities, they have no extra money right now. So I'm not saying these people are out stealing, but this article out of Canada is crazy, absolutely crazy, because people are like, yeah, you know what, I'm gonna shoplift. Now, one thing that I asked about this, this was 1.5 years ago, I think I asked this one, and that's, have you ever changed the price on an item? At the store where they had the price tag and you would go up and they would scan it and it would be cheaper. And one guy said, I love shrimp and I used to find really low grade hamburger meat and change the code from the hamburger meat to the shrimp. And I would get, $25 worth of shrimp for $4. And I would never feel bad about that. I'm like, wow, that's crazy. Now, you're seeing more and more people do this, but this is not the bad times. This is decent times right now. This is going to get worse right now. So what's going to happen? Retail crime is only going to get worse. People are going to start stealing more and more and more. But these stores are getting sick of it, so much so that they're cracking down. They're starting to hire security guards that were going to, detain people, which they wouldn't do before. So the people that are stealing in Canada high-priced food are sick and tired of people walking out the door with a shopping cart full of stuff, and they're trying to make ends meet, and they're trying to budget when they walk in the store. Why budget? Why not just steal it? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Do you guys shop at Dollar General? Know anybody that steals like that? Because again, eventually they get arrested. Eventually they get caught. It's horrible, and it's not a way to live. But we have seen things like eggs. I get all these egg jokes sent to me now where the guy's proposing to a woman and he's holding a carton of eggs and, please stay with me, nonsense like that. But, I saw eggs this last week, the rainbow colored eggs that were $14 for that. I saw organic eggs were $9.95 for organic eggs. It's just doubled in price right now. And, everything is going to go up. What people don't realize is what things are made of. And when you look at what things are made of, it makes things more expensive, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Now, let's talk about our sponsor, Sanu Gold. Their ticker symbol is SNGCF. They're in the over-the-counter markets. And one thing that you guys have asked for is inexpensive stocks. Okay, here you go. Here you got something that's under a quarter right now, but you have to understand this. Sanu Gold has got something going on that is absolutely very exciting because they've got 3 projects. They're actively drilling right now with 3 separate drills and working on gold production in a region that is absolutely known for the plentiful amount of gold right now. Think about this. In this area, you've got so many different mines that are being operated right now as we speak. And as the bull market for gold begins to take off, you need to look at different alternatives. Now, I'm not giving you financial advice, do your own due diligence, but look at an area like Guinea, okay, for your gold investment. Just a couple highlights. It's a top 20 gold production area, top 3 bauxite producer, top 15 for diamonds. Now, Mining in Guinea is 18% of the gross domestic product for Guinea, and 75% of the exports are all gold related. Now, the thing about this is that this company has got a project that's absolutely amazing. It's right near other gold producers within a very close region. They produce more than 500,000 ounces a year in gold. And think about this, in the ground in Guinea, they anticipate that there's 25 million ounces of gold inside the ground right now that just has to be brought up. It is completely, the government is completely favorable to gold mining. They're completely positive for the entire industry. The infrastructure for the industry is everybody works in the gold industry there, okay? And it's a big part of what Guinea's overall GDP is all about. Now, due to the major players that are in the industry that are already in Guinea, it just makes it a dynamic place to work out of. And you've got, again, the government that's totally favorable to it, but you have other investment advisors that are looking at Guinea and rating it. The Fraser Institute says it's the third best location in the world for gold production. That's amazing. And it's also 45th in the world. Third best in the area, 45th in the world. Absolutely amazing, guys, when it comes to gold production. Now, when you look at companies like Sanu Gold, you have to look at the overall production. One of the most exciting areas is West Africa. It's rated the #1 place in the world for gold production right now. And when you look at Sanu Gold, you're looking at an inexpensive operation. You're looking at something that will produce gold relatively quickly. Everything points to a positive outlook for this. Take a look at SNGCF today. Again, I'm not giving you financial advice. Do your own due diligence. But this could be an absolute winner. It could have some explosive growth to it. Now you have to look at Sanu as a whole and what the region looks like and what they're working on. They've got 3 mines that they're working on: Benefade, Dainu, and Digafora. Now, this is considered the #1 region in the world when it comes to future gold production. Very exciting. Now think about this. Their market cap for this company is under $15 million. They've got a great management team. I've got the production portfolio below for you to take a look at. So there's a lot of positives to this stock. And again, do your own due diligence, take a look at SNGCF. But one thing I love is I love the potential for explosiveness. I love the mining stocks. I just know where everybody's going towards, and that is central banks, rich people, countries. Everybody is buying gold and buying as much as they can of it. There is not going to be enough gold production. It's not going to go down. You're going to see gold finally spike. What the Fed is not doing for us is fixing anything. And one thing that you need to do is you need to look at stock options that are different. And again, this is not something that is, a long-term play. I think it's short-term. I think you need to look at SNGCF, do your own due diligence, but take a look at Sanu Gold today. Now, one thing in the economy that people don't want to look at is history. And history is repeating itself again and again and again right before our eyes. The one thing that happened is 2006, 2007 led to 2008 and the collapse that took 11, 12, 13, and 14 to come back from. Now, there is a company called Splitero. Splitero is an equity investment company where they will let you get into your house and they will invest into equity, but it makes it so that, hey, you can be our partner in this house. This is what happened in 06 and 07, guys, is that you had these equity sharing companies that emerged. You had the ninja loans that emerged, and you're starting to see that again. Do you want to get into a house? Let's get creative. And it's just going to leave people with a bad taste in their mouth of bankruptcy, broken marriages, broken businesses, broken everything's going to come out of this. So mark my words, guys. This is just Why can't people just take a step back and watch? Why can't they do that? Why can't they just see, let's see if he's right. Let's see if this person's right. Don't even listen to me. It doesn't make a bit of difference to me because I'm not going to get hurt, guys. But the people that write me and tell me how stupid I am and that real estate's only going to go up, and if you look through the test of time, and oh my God, I should read the insanity to you sometimes. The other thing is Morgan Stanley, okay? Goldman Sachs, two of the largest investment banks in the world, just had deal flow dry up. So they don't have the deals that they used to have, and their profits are plunging, and they're about to make some announcements as far as their earnings that are going to shock everybody. But for those of you out there that watch channels like this, you're not shocked because the stock deals are down, the investment deals are down. They didn't make their bonuses like they've made in years past, and now they're not making the money that they've made, in previous years, which is what we saw, last time. So once again, the price is not right, guys. You're seeing things that are absolutely abnormal right now. Expensive real estate, high-end real estate. The upper 1% of real estate is down 38%. The king of real estate, I think one of the kings, Grant Cardone, is out there saying, wait a second, this is going to be the best opportunity to buy real estate. Not today, but once the pullback happens. And there's a great article from Grant Cardone below talking about how we're going to see a pullback because interest rates are going to go up, people's buying power is going to be less, and they don't have the disposable income to step up and pay for the difference. So they're going to get less home, and it's going to make things more unaffordable. Now, whether you believe that or not, that's what's happening right now. But the investment opportunities and the opportunities to get, real estate are just increasing right now. And the one thing I always tell people is go look at if you're like, I want to buy a house, I want to buy a fourplex, go look at that area, guys. A friend of mine the other night was telling me about how she would love the idea of a fourplex and living in one of the units and renting 3 of the units out. Great idea. Start now. Start the research now. Drive to these areas. Look at them at night. It's raining. Look at them in inclement weather. Not just the one unit, but look at the area. Look at where you want to live and see if it's going to be a good investment. What's the crime like in that area? What's it like when you have heavy rain? People don't do that, and they should do that. So I love Grant Cardone, love his advice, love his motivation. Know a lot of people have problems with them. I thought his line about the 400 grand, if you make under 400 grand, you're an embarrassment as a man. I thought that's kind of harsh, but I think his motivation is very good, and that is that you can turn your life around and you can do anything you want to do in this world. That's just me. Now, Samsung, their profits have dropped an absolute ton because people are not buying gadgets because they don't have extra money right now. So once again, look at things. I have so many people writing me right now saying, Dan, I really thought about this, and I've thought about your advice. One woman got a $1,000 computer yesterday for $400 just because she was patient and looked around, found exactly what she wanted. It was normally $999 for $400 as a blowout. Brand new, in the box, not used, not open, before you guys start telling me all that stuff. So the deals are out there. A brother that called me, so I could just kick myself. I had all these pellet, barbecues at Walmart that were $100 a piece, and they were normally $500. I should have just bought them and sold them. Yeah, he should have. But not everybody's got the disposable cash to do that. The idea with it is just to get yourself ready and just do a little research. Nobody has any patience. And I'm telling you, you're going to be able to get tremendous deals on everything, from real estate to gadgets to toys to boats to everything. It's all going to go on sale, guys, and you're going to see that soon enough. So let me know what you guys are seeing. Always share this stuff of what you're saving money on, because I love it right now. I love sharing it with the audience. And this year, in the first quarter, we're going to have a new discount hub that's coming out. We're going to have a bunch of free incentives and free things that are coming out. A bunch of cool stuff that's coming out in the next, no later than 60 days. You'll start to see this stuff. I'm going to end this video with these last few stories. And the first thing is New York City has electric trash trucks that don't work in the cold weather. So it has plunged the city into chaos when it comes to trash pickup and not being able to get their trash handled. It's kind of funny when you think about that. Didn't anybody think about this? Okay, we're just doing, you know, the green work. It's so amazing. By the way, we can't pick up the dirty trash. So kind of funny, guys. And there is a bookstore in Chicago that had a really sad story, and it's called Volumes Bookstore, where a woman went out and bought $800 worth of books and staged a house for sale and took pictures and things like that, held the books, and on the last day that she could return everything, she returned $800 worth of books. And like the woman that owns the store, Rebecca, said, it was basically a third of our rent, having to give this woman her money back. But that leads to another story called serial returners, which I didn't know that there are people that do this. And at first I was not going to cover it, but then I thought it's kind of crazy that people go out and people buy things and they will put a post-it note in their own house and say, this can be returned on this date for a full refund, which is, I couldn't imagine living that way, but there are people that go out there and just postpone and then use things to the last day and then return them. That is awful. That is awful. But this poor bookstore, they sent out a tweet and then started doing TikToks about it, and now they're getting orders from around the country because the person that staged the this little criminal act of buying and returning and stuff, I thought was awful. So it is tough enough to be in business right now, guys. It really is. And to have, you know, all the rules and everything you have to follow, and then you've got to give good customer service, and then you have somebody that returns money like this at $800 to a small book cafe is terrible. So please don't forget to hit the like button. Please subscribe to the channel. Take a look at Sandy Gold, SNGCF, and Onward and Upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon. But remember, guys, the price is not right. Let me know what you think, and I will talk to you guys soon.